All right, so I'm here with Mr. Bill. We're at the Memphis Botanic Garden, and we're going to prune some figs.
What's left of some figs.
What's left of some figs. All right.
We've already had a abnormally warm spring.
Yes, we have.
Before spring got here, in fact. And figs, which are a tender plant, had started to put out. Normally, they would not have produced any fresh leaves until at least May.
Wow.
And some of them in June. So we've had an unusual growth. We also had 4 days of cold weather, extremely cold for this time of year last week. And so on our fig trees, we have what only a few days ago was a nice green new growth as far as the fig is concerned. Now, we have 2 things here as far as taking care of the figs. If you prune too early, which we're not going to prune too early for this year just because of the give and take of the weather, these have died back, and at this time we don't know to what extent, because each one of these leaf nodes, which is just a little lump right on the side of the tree, is a potential for a bud. These budded out and then got hit with 34 degrees weather, and being a very tender plant, it just curled up and died on us and dried out in a few days. Now, some of the figs have not put out at all. Do not be concerned if yours doesn't. In fact, the one that hasn't put out yet may be in better shape than the one that did and then got frozen back. But there again, that's not for the homeowner to worry about, because even if we had to say this tree is not going to bear for the year and why are we even fooling with it, you can take a saw 4 or 5 inches off the ground, take the whole thing out, and before the season is over, if you treated it properly, it will be anywhere from 6 to 8 feet tall.
All right, Mr. Bill, we're going to let you have at it. We're going to let you start pruning this fig tree for us.
Well, first thing we need to look at on this tree, we want a good sturdy branch to support the bulk of the tree. When you look at this, it had at one time a single trunk. Now, from the old trunk dying out, the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about 14 small ones down there. You don't want that. So you select, this is one of the sturdier ones. That's a sturdy one down at the base. But those others that are laying on the ground, that's what they're going to do when they mature. They get up here and run out like these little bunchy ones here. As they grow, the weight will get to them. They're down at the ground anyway. It'll pull it to the ground and pop the stump out.
I got you.
So you want to pick out 2 or 3, maybe 4, and take out all the immature ones around it. These leaf nodes right here are pointing all different directions. If you cut it in here where the leaf nodes are thick, you're going to get a burst of little limbs in there. Very desirable for a small tree. And you want limbs with leaf nodes for making fruit, not a long, spindly plant like this one is coming. All right, if you want to have figs to eat, but you don't have a huge amount of space, then you might want to come in here about head height and do your cutting. The problem is if you do your cutting too soon, as some of us had done, because I had to, I was shaping my tree for visual effect as well as bearing fruit. But by pruning it back early, this is a fairly hollow stem right here. And if you get a little moisture in there and then the frost with it, it'll just explode the limb on occasion if it's extreme. So we've got 6 liters here.
Yeah.
I would take 2 more out, but most gardeners do not prune as much as needed to be pruned. They're always afraid they're going to ruin the plant, whether it's a fig plant, any of the fruits that are clustered on there. You're doing yourself a disfavor if you don't thin them out. The ones over here at the Botanic Gardens, when we had an orchard here, we had a general rule of 5 inches apart on fruit.
Okay.
People get very upset when you tell them that, but you'll have more poundage of fruit if you properly pruned it than if you just let it stay there. Also, when you make a cut this severe, pick out which way you want the replacement limb to come. You've got a marker there already on the plant where the leaf node's going to come out. So that one, if cut off here, is going to go this direction.
Okay. Yeah.
And if you can get several leaf nodes in here on a cut like that, then you come up with a lot more fruiting, because this is going to throw a cluster of new growth.
Okay. Gotcha.
If you want to root you some plants from this, 5 neat leaf nodes from your trimming, at least 2 leaf nodes, I prefer 3, below soil level and 2 above, so that you get a place for the first green limbs to come out. But that's just the basic on it.
Yeah.
That one doesn't need to be in here at all. It's running parallel to the ground, not upright.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, so
so that comes out.
Started coming around, and one more cut. And now we got to take that one out. Someone that needs a plant, you pick it up. There are not any roots on that one, so we can take the whole thing out. And that is basically the shape, a basic shape.
Basic shape. All right. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. To find out more information on this topic, just click on the familyplotgarden.com link in the description.